The Galactic Combat Academy had stood for 3 centuries on the moon of Proxima 7, a monument to intergalactic military excellence. Its crystalline spires housed the finest warriors, from across 12 star systems towering Krellian berserkers, lightning-fast Valorian scouts, telepathic Mindari tacticians, and now, somehow, a human. Catherine Shen walked through the Academy's grand entrance with measured steps, her regulation uniform crisp against her small frame. At 5'4", she barely reached the chest plates of most cadets. Her dark hair was pulled into a simple ponytail, and her brown eyes took in everything without comment. The whispers started immediately. "That's the human," a Krellian named Vorgoth rumbled, his forearms crossed over his barrel chest. "She looks like she'd break in a stiff breeze. I heard humans only live 80 years. Shittered Zixara, a insectoid Valorian. Imagine training a warrior who'll be dead before they're useful." Catherine heard every word. She'd been hearing variations of it since Earth had been granted a single Academy slot. As part of their recent admission to the Galactic Council, the Sol system was primitive by galactic standards. Humans had only achieved faster-than-light travel. 15 years ago, they had no natural armor, no venom, no telepathy. Just soft skin and stubborn determination. She said nothing as she found her assigned quarters, unpacked her minimal belongings, and reviewed the training schedule. Tomorrow would be her first combat simulation. That night, in the cadet common area, the mockery grew bolder. "I give her 3 days before she quits," announced Thro, a Mindari whose purple skin shimmered with barely contained psychic energy. "Humans have no business here. This academy is for real warriors." "Maybe she's a mascot," Vorgoth laughed, a sound like grinding boulders. "Earth's little pet project." Catherine walked past them to get water, her face neutral. She could have responded, could have told them about Earth's history, endless wars, survival against extinction-level events, the sheer bloody-minded refusal to quit that had characterized her species' climb, from caves to starships. But words wouldn't matter here. Only results would. The next morning, the combat arena hummed with energy shields and holographic projectors. 200 cadets assembled in the observation gallery, while the first training group prepared below. Catherine was in the initial session. 10 cadets facing a level 3 combat scenario. "The simulation is simple," announced Instructor Kao, a battle-scarred Krellian with cybernetic implants replacing half his face. "Hostile boarding party on a civilian transport. Neutralize all threats, minimize civilian casualties. You have 15 minutes. The other 9 cadets were Academy veterans, second and third-year students who moved with practiced confidence. They barely glanced at Catherine as they took positions. The simulation began. Holographic pirates materialized wreck raiders, known for their brutality. The veteran cadets surged forward with textbook precision. Vorgoth led the charge, his massive frame absorbing weapons fire. Zixara flanked at impossible speeds. Thro coordinated mentally with 2 other Mindari. Catherine hung back, observing. "The humans hiding," someone shouted from the gallery, prompting laughter. But Catherine wasn't hiding. She was counting enemy positions, reload times, movement patterns. She noted how Vorgoth's aggression left their left flank exposed, how Zixara's speed made her reckless, how the Mindari's mental link made them predictable. They moved in synchronized patterns. 30 seconds in, the simulation escalated. A second wave of enemies appeared, heavier weapons, tactical coordination. The cadets' formation began to crack. Then Catherine moved. She didn't charge. Humans couldn't charge like Krellians. She didn't sprint like Valorians. Her physiology couldn't match that. Instead, she did what humans had done for millennia. She adapted. Using a destroyed cargo container for cover, she flanked 3 raiders targeting civilians. Her movements were economical, efficient. While other species relied on natural advantages, humans had learned to maximize every motion, eliminate every wasted effort. Her training weapon found its marks with methodical precision. Throat, knee, temple. Weak points. Every species had them. Lucky shots, someone muttered in the gallery. The simulation intensified. More enemies, more chaos. Vorgoth went down under concentrated fire. Zixara was pinned. The Mindari were overwhelmed trying to coordinate too many variables. Catherine's breathing remained steady. Slow heart rate, controlled adrenaline endurance traits that made humans exceptional persistence hunters. When the galaxy was young, while others tired, she maintained that she salvaged a shield from a fallen raider, not because she was strong enough to wield it like a Krellian, but because she was smart enough to position it against a wall, creating a choke point. She lured enemies into firing lanes, used their aggression against them. When a massive wreck warrior charged, she didn't fight its strength, she dropped low and swept its legs, letting momentum and gravity do the work. The gallery had gone silent. 8 minutes in, Catherine was the only cadet still standing. Civilian casualties, 0. Enemies neutralized, 23 and counting. She moved through the scenario like water finding paths, exploiting weaknesses. Never fighting fair because humans never fought fair. They fought smart. They used tools, terrain, psychology. They turned every disadvantage into innovation. When the simulation ended at 12 minutes, 47 enemies lay neutralized. Every civilian evacuated safely. Catherine stood among the holographic destruction, barely winded, her uniform dusty but intact. Instructor Kell's cybernetic eye whirred as he processed the data. In 300 years of Academy history, no cadet had ever soloed a level 3 scenario on their first attempt. How? Thrill demanded, his psychic confidence shattered. You have no advantages. No armor, no speed, no. Catherine interrupted quietly, speaking for the first time since arriving. We have something better. We have necessity. She looked around the arena. Every species here evolved with natural weapons. Humans didn't. We were prey. So we learned to outthink predators. We learned that the weapon isn't the claw or the fang, it's the brain wielding them. She turned to face the gallery, her voice steady. You mock us for living only 80 years. But we pack more innovation, more adaptation, more sheer stubborn survival into those 80 years than most species manage in 300. We went from wooden clubs to faster-than-light travel in 10,000 years. How long did it take your species? The silence was absolute. Vorgoth pulled himself up from the simulation floor, mandibles clicking in what might have been respect. I underestimated you, human. Everyone does, Catherine replied. We're used to it. Instructor Kell's expression was unreadable. Dismissed. Chen whirred as the other cadets filed out, humbled and thoughtful. Kale studied the small human before him. Earth sent their best, didn't they? Catherine smiled slightly. Sir, Earth sent someone average. That's what should really scare you, because humanity's secret wasn't that they were the strongest, fastest, or smartest. It was that they took average materials, soft skin, brief lives, vulnerable bodies, and through sheer determination and ingenuity, built something extraordinary. The Academy would never mock the quiet girl again. Word spread quickly among the stars. Humanity had arrived, and they were done being underestimated.